Now at the top of your screen, you should be seeing the Canva homepage, and at the top of your screen, there is a little green box that says View Options, and my recommendation is to click on that box and hit the side-by-side view. That'll maximize the screen size of what I'm sharing. If you're having any problems or have questions, feel free to use that chat option. It should be, if you kind of click on my screen, your Zoom screen, you've got some options that come up on the bottom, and one of those options is the chat. And I do watch that, pay attention to that as we're going along, and if you have questions, you want me to explain something in more detail, or if you've got a tip for people that I haven't necessarily said, feel free to chime in. I know some of you have more experience than others on here, and we can all learn from each other. You can also feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions as well. An easy way to do that when you're in Zoom is to press and hold your space bar if you're on a computer. If you press down and hold your space bar, it will unmute you as you're talking, and then once you're done, you release that and it'll remute you. That way you don't have to try to find your unmute button. It's an easy way to do it. All right, so let's get started with Canva. The first thing that I want to show you, right now what you're seeing is the Canva homepage, but I want to go outside of Canva and just show you where the resources are that I'm going to be referencing and where you can find those. So I'm going to go over to, I'll go to the homepage here. First place that I'm going to show you is on BHGenius, kch.com, and I'm going to put the web address in our chat here in case you need it and need to bookmark it. So a couple different places that you're going to find some good Canva tools. What we're going to focus on today is really going to be our general tools. There are some templates and some good resources that marketing has put together for us for COVID. So let me show you where those are first, and then I'm going to show you where our general resources are for Canva as well. So I'm going to click right here on the COVID agent resources, and then down here are the COVID marketing templates in Canva. And if I click on that, this brings up a page with all of the pieces that they've created for us to use right now. So that's where you access those. In just a few minutes, I'm going to show you how you get them from this screen into your Canva to start manipulating them. But right now, I just want to show you where things live, where you access it. So again, that was on, I clicked on the COVID agent resources on BHGenius homepage, and then went to the first kind of the yellow, light orange, the COVID marketing templates in Canva. Most of our Canva resources and the marketing templates that were put together for us about a month or so ago are going to live over here in the resources section on BHGenius. They are also on KCHH, and I'll show you where to access those as well, but let me show you, since we're on Genius, where they are. If I hover over the resources here, I'm going to go to class resource links. And right here is a class resource link for Canva. So if I click on that, it's going to bring up a preview of the marketing templates. And again, we're going to come back into here, and I'll show you how to get these from this PDF into your own Canva with a couple clicks. It's really easy to do. But you've got all the pages of beautiful templates that they've put together for us that you can take and customize inside of Canva. And then down here are some other links I've included for you that are helpful for Canva. This is a link to all of the BHG logos that live inside of Drive. So if you need to put your logos into Canva, this is a great quick access here. There's some other logos as well that I have here for you, like the Fair Housing logo, just the Realtor, the R, the trademark logo, Real Satisfied, etc. And then those two guides that I sent out live here as well. So if you click, this is the Getting Started guide, that beginner tutorial that I was talking about. If you click here, it'll open up a preview for you, and from here you can download or print this to go through this. The other tutorial that you have on here is using the marketing templates, which we're really going to try to go through kind of live today. We're going to work through this. But this is another great tutorial step-by-step for you on how you get the marketing templates from either BHGenius, KCH, or even Google Drive into your Canva. So there's kind of 3 different options on this one. One is to do it from Drive, one is KCH Agent, and the other is BHGenius. We've got resources in multiple places for you, hopefully so it's easier to access and not meant to confuse you. But that's where those live on BHGenius. Again, I was under resources, class resource links, and then under the Canva resources. To find, and I will probably add after today's class, a link down here to the COVID Canva resources. That way everything is in kind of in one hub for you. But again, to access those on the homepage under the COVID agent resources, all of the marketing templates for Canva sit right in here. And there's a couple new ones that I'll show you all for the first time today that have been put together that I'll be putting up here on BHGenius later today. There's some great things for social media for you to post for your sellers, some tips for them right now to get their house ready for a future on market. Let me show you now where these live on KCH Agent. I'm going to go to a different screen over here. Oh, I accidentally unmuted or muted myself. Okay, so I'm logged in to KCH Agent. And under the marketing tab, right here are the Canva templates. So if you want to access what I was just showing you on BHGenius, you can come right here to KCH Agent under the marketing tab and go to Canva templates. And this will pull up that same beautiful PDF with all of the marketing templates. We'll be right back here in a minute to get these from this PDF into your Canva. There's also a quick link here into the COVID resources page on BHGenius as well. Okay, any questions so far about how to access our Canva resources? If so, feel free to unmute yourself or throw something in the chat. I'm watching that. Okay, first thing that I'm going to start with today, I'm going to kind of go down 2 different routes today. The first one that I'm going to start with is I'm going to show you how to get the templates from these PDFs into your own Canva. So I'm going to go back over here to BHGenius. I did not want to go there. I want to go to class resource links. Is anybody else seeing the screen really small? Patty, it might just be that you need to blow up the screen and go full screen on your computer. Is anybody else seeing it really small? Or is it an okay size for everybody?
Mine's very small. Where do I go to make?
So go up to your, go up to that green box I was telling you and hit view options. Tell me what options you have there. I don't have the same options that you have as a participant. But if somebody will click on that and tell me what options you have there, I'll tell everybody which to choose to optimize the screen size.
Where's the box?
Question, this is Cindy Guyman.
Yes.
What it says, now I can't speak and hold the button down.
The view options is that
it says Zoom ratio, request remote control, annotate, and exit full screen, and then side-by-side mode.
go to side-by-side mode, click on that and see if that helps.
Yeah, if you uncheck it, it opens it up all the way.
Oh, perfect. Uncheck it then. Sorry, I gave you all the wrong instructions. Uncheck the side-by-side. And again, that's found at the top of your Zoom screen. There is a green button that says View Options. It's bright green. Uncheck the side-by-side and see if that helps. If you're still having problems, either unmute yourself or throw it in the chat and I'll see if I can help you.
Okay, so where is the box for view options?
It's at the very top of your Zoom screen. So I want you to watch my mouse. Can you see my mouse? Go right up to the top. I don't see what you see, but I know that it's right up here towards the top.
I think we got it.
Okay, very good. Very good. If anybody is having any further issues, just let me know. All right, so I'm going to keep rolling here. So I'm going to go back to where those marketing templates live over here. And then I'm going to show you first how you get the marketing templates that you want to use from here into your Canva. And then we'll go over to Canva and I'll show you how you can start manipulating them. For those that have not been through or have not gotten comfortable with Canva, I'll go through some of the basics over there as well. For those that have been on Canva, they're familiar with it. I'm going to start here so you can work through some of this stuff as I'm working through some basics with the other group. So on this PDF, it is 20 pages, and at the top of each page it's a link here that says use these designs. When I click on this link, it's going to allow me to use the designs that are on this page. So each page has some different designs for you. These are at the top, it kind of tells you what the designs are intended for. This one is for the social. These are optimized for social media and they're for events. I used this one last week to do the Laurent Yoon event that I sent out. So if I want to use these designs, I want to get them into my Canva. I'm going to click this link at the very top, use these designs. My recommendation for you is to don't go through here and pick and choose. Go through here and click every single one. Just start at the top and click it. I'm going to walk you through how to do it, then come back here, go to page 2, click this one, get them all over into Canva. And then once you have them all into Canva, we can start manipulating them and you can decide which ones you want to use. But go ahead and put them all over there. That way they're there. You don't have to come back to this PDF and figure out what you have, what you don't have. Just get them all over into Canva now. I will tell you on one of the pages, and I think it's page 13, I'm trying not to scroll too fast because I don't want to make you sick. This starts the Ninja postcards, and I want to just point out to you that on the Ninja postcard designs, this is one postcard. You've got different cover designs here. So the back of the postcard is going to be this, let me see if I can zoom in here. It's going to be this hometown trivia about Kansas City, but then you're going to have the option to pick one of these covers. So on some of these pages, and I think it's, let's see, I think it's on page 13. Nope, it's not there. Hold on. Let me zoom back out here. It's this one. So page 15 and 16, the links at the top are the same. So you need to do the links on every page with the exception of page 16. Don't worry about that link. If you do page 15, you've got it. You'll understand what I'm saying when you start doing this. But let's go up here. Let me go back up here to the top and let's click on one of these links. I'm going to click on the social Facebook covers and I'm going to show you what steps you're going to do to get this into your Canva. So I'm going to click on use these designs and a prompt's going to come up for me that asks if I want to use this as a template, and I do. So I'm going to click the blue box here, use template. And once I hit use template, I've now opened this in Canva. Before you do this, you want to make sure you're logged into Canva. So go open canva.com and get logged in, and then go to BHGenius or KCH and get your PDF. That way, when you start clicking the links, it'll just go right into your Canva. So I'm in my Canva now. Here are the designs that were all on that page. And I can start manipulating these. I can customize these and do what I want. I'm going to give you, in just a few minutes, I'm going to give you some really good tips about some shortcuts and some tricks to working with these templates. But let me go back. Once I've got this in my Canva, I'm going to go back up here to the upper left and I'm going to go back to home. And here that template is sitting right here. So let's walk through that one more time. I'm going to go back over to Genius. This time I'm going to click on the social square and I'm going to hit use these designs. I'm going to open the prompt. I'm going to hit use template. Once it's loaded here, I can close the screen. I don't have to go back to home. I can just close the screen, go back to the PDF, go to the next page. I'm scrolling up instead of down. Again, I recommend you just start from the top and work your way down. Hit use these designs, use template. Once it loads, it's in my Canva and I can just close that tab. You're going to find if you don't close the tabs, you're going to have 19 windows open up here at the top. Every time you click use the templates, it's going to open a new tab for you. So I recommend that you close the tabs. Otherwise, you're going to look up at the top and get really overwhelmed. Okay, any questions on those steps? The next thing I'm going to do is go into Canva and show you what to do with these once you have them in Canva. But any questions?
I have a question. I have a quick question. When it gets loaded into Canva, can you also find it on the home page in Canva where the templates are only going to be in where you do the editing?
Nope, you can find it. I'm going to go there in just a second and show you where you can find it in Canva.
Okay.
I will show you real quick before we jump out of BHGenius. Just because on the COVID ones, the links there are a little bit different for you. Let me go back here to the marketing templates in Canva. So if I want to use these, I'm going to click right up here. And this opens that same prompt. And I hit use template. It opens. And then I can close that. And again, I do this all the way down. This will customize these this will put these cover photos in Canva for me. Just click that link. And I can work my way down. Okay, so I'm going to show you real quick the Canva links. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to go to, sorry. I'm going to go over to Canva now and show you what to do. Once you get all these templates into Canva, what do you do? So let's go back to home. And you'll notice on my home screen here in the recently accessed, I don't see the stuff that I just put into Canva. I see the original one that I did, but I don't see the other ones. What you need to do is refresh your screen. So I'm going to go up here to the little circle, the refresh, and I'm going to refresh my screen. And now here are all of these templates that I just put into Canva. So my recommendation is this. Once you, and I walk through this for you in that workbook, in that tutorial. So you've got the step-by-step that you can reference after the class. But my recommendation is to start a folder right over here on the left-hand side under your folders. Start a folder with all of the marketing templates. And this is where you're going to store these templates, your master. So to create a new folder, you're going to click on folders. And then up at the top, right now, I'm on a free version of Canva. I know not all of you have a paid version of Canva, so I'm on my free version right now just to show you what the options are in the free version. On the paid version, you can get as many folders as you want to. On the free version, you're limited to only 2 folders. So I already have these 2 folders created. So I am going to delete one just so I can walk you through the steps here. So I've got this one created, but I'm going to walk through creating a new one for you. So again, I clicked on folders here, and I'm going to click up here in the upper right, create new folder, and I'm going to call this the marketing templates masters. I'm not going to worry about this share stuff down here. I'm going to hit create folder. So I've created this folder. Now I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to go to all my designs. I want to go back and now I want to put what I just downloaded into this folder. And the reason that I want to do this, I'm going to show you, I'm going to flip over to my paid version of Canva. This is the one that I usually work in all the time. So on here, I have hundreds of designs. I'm in Canva every day doing stuff. If I'm trying to find one of the marketing templates, I don't want to have to come through here and scroll through every one of these. I mean, I've got pages and pages of designs. I don't want to have to go through to find, oh, there's the mortgage one that I was looking for. I want to be able to come over here on my left-hand side and go right to all of my templates that have been shared through marketing. So it's a good way, it's a great tip just to keep yourself organized. Otherwise, as you start using Canva, and I think a lot of you will start using Canva more and more, it gets overwhelming when you get on the home page with all your designs. So that's just creating the folders isn't a must do, it's just nice to do to keep yourself organized. So let's go back over here. So I've created my folder down here, the marketing templates folder, and now I want to get these into this folder. When you put them in the folder, they don't disappear from this screen. They're still going to be here in your all design screen. You're just going to have quick access to them in the folders. Does that make sense? That messes a lot of people up when they start doing the folders and putting stuff into the folders. Then they freak out because they're still on the all designs and they didn't think that they're in the folders, but they are. They're going to live in both places. So a quick way to get them over there, you can see when I hover over this with my mouse, there's a box that pops up here, and I'm going to select that. I come over here, now I've got a box on all of these. So I'm going to select the designs that I want to put in that folder. We'll just do the ones that I just downloaded. And right down here at the bottom, I can either trash these, which I don't want to do, or I can move them to a folder. So I'm going to hit move to folder, and I want to select my marketing templates, and I'm going to move them. Again, you're not really moving them, you're creating a copy over there. See, they still are right here. They haven't disappeared, but if I go to my marketing templates, they're here as well. Questions about doing that? Creating the folder and getting them, once you've got them in Canva, getting them into a folder. You can also, I believe you can also drag. So if you don't want to go through the checking of the boxes, you can also take it and you can drag it over one by one. Another way to do it, there's lots of different ways to do it. If I hover, I get these three little dots up here. We're going to use this in just a second. And here I can move it to the folder as well. A lot more clicks here. And I can move that to using the more button, the three dots. Okay, I'm going to pause for a second and I'll answer any questions about creating a folder, getting them into Canva, getting them into folders. So Margie just asked on the free version of Canva, it's free forever. You don't ever have to pay for Canva. What you're going to find is that on the free version, you're limited on some things. And I'll show you when I finish showing you on the marketing templates, I'm going to go I'm working this class kind of backwards. I'm going to show you the differences on the free and the paid version and show you some functionality stuff as well. So you'll get a real good sense for that in just a few minutes. But you can stay on the free version as long as you want to. You can stay on that forever. If you decide that you know you're using it a lot, that you want some of the functionality that's on the paid version, it's either $120 for the year, I believe, or it's $12.99 a month. So you can sign up either way. They do have a 30-day trial. So you can try out the paid version for 30 days, and then you've got to go in and cancel it, of course. But if you want to kind of get a feel for what the big differences are, you might try that free 30-day trial. Okay, so I am going to now show you, now that we've got the templates in here, we've got them into a folder, I'm going to give you a couple of tips and tricks on working with these templates once you get them in here. Remember I told you that when you download them from our PDF, let me go back to that. Let me get to a page. So I've downloaded the quotes one. Let me find it here. So this. So when I downloaded this, it put all of these designs, all of these pieces into one design for me. I don't want all of these pieces. I just want to use one of these. So how do you just use one of these to go in and customize? So over here, here's my quote. So if I open this, I have 6 pages and I really just want one. I just want to be able to use one of these. First thing that I'm going to have you do, first thing that you're going to want to do, I'm going to close this, is before you start customizing, make a copy of your master. Okay, so here are my masters. I'm going to make a copy of it. I'm going to click on the more and I'm going to hit make a copy. And I'm going to rename my copy. Customized. We'll call it 420. This will allow me to preserve the original. I'm going to have all 6 of those designs there. And now I can open here and I can decide, okay, I don't really like this one, so I'm going to delete. And I'll walk through this slower when we get to kind of the basics. To delete, right up here on the top, there's a little trash can. So I want to delete this page. Don't want to use that one. I don't want to use that one. Some of these, you have to, like this one, which is kind of frustrating, honestly. This picture is only available on the paid version, not on the free version. So I've got a free version, so I'm not using that because I'm not paying for it. Not using that. Okay, I'll use this one. So now I'm down to just one of these, and I can start customizing. Had I done that from my original, I now would have lost those other 5. They're not there anymore. So this is why you want to create a copy. Lynn, these ones aren't branded. They're just more fun ones. There's only a couple templates that we provided that are not branded, but you can definitely go in when you start customizing, brand it, put your own logo on it. The quotes one was really just more of a fun one. Most of all of them are going to have branding on them. So probably wasn't the best example for me to pull up. So again, what you want to do before you start customizing is make a copy. So I made the copy of the quotes. It's right over here. And it's just this one page that I want to use. Let's go back and do the same. Let's just walk through that again. I'm going to do it with the Facebook covers. And again, I'm going to click on the 3 dots. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to hover. I'm going to click on the 3 dots up here. And I'm going to do make a copy. I want to rename it. And then I'm going to click it to open it and start customizing. So these are already sized for you. The great thing about Canva is that as you design in here, you can start with a template and a design. So I'm starting with the marketing templates. These are sized and optimized for social media cover photos. So your cover photo on Facebook, your cover photo, if you've got one for LinkedIn. The great thing about Canva is it will size things. You start with the size. So you don't start, like, for instance, on the converse of that, when you go into Publisher, if you were a Publisher user, when you go into Publisher, you automatically start with an 8.5 by 11. And then you've got to figure out how you resize it, how you get it optimized for what you're going to use it for. If you want to do a postcard, you've got to resize it. If you want to do a social media post, you don't want to put an 8.5 by 11 on social media. It looks really funny in people's news feeds. You want it optimized for the platform that you're going to use it on. And that's one of the great things about Canva, is that it allows you, and when we get there, I'll go back and show you how you select kind of your canvas to start with, and how you start with the size. But these designs that I've got pulled up on the screen are optimized for social media. So you don't have to worry about them not looking okay when you throw these onto Facebook on your cover photo. I've got a question over here in chat from Denise. That is correct, Denise. Even though they're on the, even though those designs, let me go back and I'm going to show you what she's talking about. Let me go back to home here. Even though the designs, here's all my recently accessed, I'm going to hit see all. And even though these designs are in this folder, if I open from here and start deleting, it's going to delete the copy in the folder too. It's the same, it's lives in two places. It's not they're not separate copies. Does that make sense?
Where is it saving to?
That happens magically. So it's just saving to Canva, and it's right here. As I make changes, let me show you. We click out of these. Let's open one of these. Let's open this one. Customized quote I want to use. So I'm making changes to this design. I don't have to save anywhere. Once I'm done doing this, I'm going to close the tab. Didn't have to save, didn't have to do anything. I'm going to refresh my screen here. Here's that design I was working on. It automatically saved. So it's now saved here. And it's also still over here. Oh, wrong one. Where is my folder? Let me refresh here. So it's in my folder, saved to what I just did. And then it's also in all my designs. So it's not, it's just, as you're in designs working, it's automatically saving as you go. So no more are you gonna freak out when your computer locks up and you have to shut it down and you didn't save. Canva is saving every time you make any sort of change, do anything in there, it's automatically saving for you.
Christian, can you, there are a lot of designs there. And I know you put like 3 or 4 into your marketing template file. Can you move from page to page to page to put other items, other templates into the marketing, your newly created marketing template thing?
Yeah, I can put whatever I want to in that marketing template folder.
Is there a limit as to how big that folder can be?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, I was just curious there. Okay.
Nope, it can be massive.
Yeah.
It can be massive. So,
but can you break things down in that marketing folder to other smaller folders?
let me see if I can do a folder inside a folder. Let me see what happens here when I hit create folder. Subfolder test. Oh, I'm on the free version. Let me go to my paid version where I've got unlimited number of folders. Sorry, I'm flipping back and forth and I don't mean to confuse you all. I just want to see if that's possible. So yes, you can. You can create subfolders. I don't think, because you're limited to only 2 folders on the free version, you're going to have a hard time doing it if you're on a free version. But on a paid version, I'm on my paid account right now, and this is where I've saved all of the marketing templates. And there's a subfolder. So if I want to put like the Ninja postcards in that folder, and then put all of the, flyers in another one, put the social media posts, I can absolutely do that. So good question, Brucey. That's something I haven't done before, and I need to take advantage of that. Okay, trying to decide here where to go next.
Hey, Christian,
Yeah.
Can I ask you a real quick question?
Yeah, you bet.
How do you know on all of these which ones are for social media? Are they marked? Do we know, or do they just format like you were mentioning before automatically?
So most of them in the title are going to tell you what they're sized for when you download them. So like this one, for example, when I downloaded this, marketing named this the 2019 covers. Anything that says cover is a social media cover. So that size is a social media cover. When I open this, let me see if it shows me here. This will probably, most of you, this might confuse, but if you go on file up here, it's going to show you what size this is in pixels or in inches. And you can, some of you will be able to tell from there what it's sized for. But most of these, when you download them, it's going to tell you in the title what they are, what they're sized for. All of the Ninja ones are sized as postcards. This is the home suite header. So this is sized for your home suite website. This is sized for, right down here, it says it's Facebook covers. So most, I can tell you kind of rule of thumb, anything you see that are these long ones, those are typically covers. Anything that is square, like this one, you know, the quotes one we were working in, those are typically optimized for your social media posts, like either Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I'm going to ask if marketing moving forward, that's a really good suggestion, Jeanette, sorry. I'm going to ask marketing moving forward if they can get a little bit more specific when they name these and share them as to what they're sized for, because that would be helpful. I'm writing a note. Okay.
Thank you, Christian.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. So let me go back to home here. Actually, before I do that, does anybody have questions on once they have these opened? Let's open one of these. I'm going to go back. I want to backtrack now and kind of what I want to do is shift after I get out of here and go to the basics. So for those of you that are kind of waiting for the basics on what do you even do when you get in here, I'm going to get to that. For those of you that have the basics that are on here and you really want to know how to manipulate the templates, I wanted to open this one up and allow you all to ask some questions or challenges that you've had as you've been trying to manipulate the templates on how to do things before I kind of wheel back and go back to basics. So for those of you that are familiar with Canva and you've been in the templates, what are some challenges that you've had that maybe I can help you work through that would help everybody? Feel free to put that in chat or unmute yourself. You can, once you're in these templates, every one of these elements, you can see, and again, I'm going to go to the basics in just a few minutes, but any of these elements that I'm mousing over, you can see as I hit on them, they'll highlight in blue, and I can take and I can move these. I can change if I want this to say, you know, I want to say be better. I like that line better than, I can manipulate any of these. I can add my photo to them if I want to do that. Great question, Lynn, right on target. I want to know how to personalize them with my logo. Let me open up one that's more set up to personalize. So let's open, I'm going to flip over because I know I've got my stuff over here. So let's go to the listing flyers one. Rebecca Goodwin, struggle with editing templates, moving the text boxes within text boxes. Okay, I'll show you a good, quick, easy way to do that in just a second. So this is a flyer. This is the flyer template designs from marketing. So again, I've got multiple pages here. First thing I want to do, I want to make a copy of this. I forgot to do that before I came in here. You can make a copy from here. If I go to File, I can go make a copy. So it's going to open a second window for me. The first thing I recommend doing is renaming it. That way you don't get confused. Otherwise, you're going to have things that say copy of copy of copy of copy. rename it so you know which version this is. So I'm going to pick one of these to customize. We'll delete that one. I'm going to do that top one. So right here is the photo frame. It's got a default picture in it. That's not me. I don't want that gal. Why, she's very nice looking. I don't want her picture in here. So I need to get my own picture in here. So I'm going to go over here on the left-hand side. These are all of your elements, all of your options. And I'm going to go to Uploads. This is all the pictures that I put into Canva. So this is where I'll tell you what, this is worth its weight in gold with that paid version. And I get nothing by you all having a paid version. I just think it's worth its weight in gold, especially for this. Look at how many, I'm on my paid version now. Look at how many different folders I have. So if I didn't have all these folders, I would have to come over here to Uploads and scroll through everything that I've ever uploaded to try to find the picture that I want. I really don't want to have to do that. Let me minimize that one. I'm going to go to Folders, and I am going to go to, I'll just go to my headshots folder. This is when I was doing a lot of stuff for the Blue Valley office. I put everybody's headshots into here so I could have quick access to them. But I'm going to use, I'll use Julie Spalding. So I'm going to take Julie's picture, I'm going to click and hold, and I'm going to drag it into this frame and drop it. I can also just click on this. If I just do a quick single click, it puts it right here. I want it inside this frame. So I need to drag it. I can put it over that, but what I really want is I want it in this frame, and it's hard to do that once you have it in here. I'm going to delete that. I'm highlighting it and just hitting delete. So again, to get it inside the frame, Lynn, yeah, you need to upload the pictures that you want to use in Canva. You need to put them, you've got to put them into Canva. And I'll show you how to do that in a second if you don't already have something in here, how you get it in Canva. So let me show you real quick again how you get this picture in the frame. Jane, you do, same question that Lynn had, I think. You do have to put things into Canva that you want to use inside of Canva, any pictures you have. So I'm going to walk you through that in just a second. Let me finish this one. So I'm going to click on Julie's picture. I don't want to do a fast click. I'm doing a click and hold. I'm holding down and I'm dragging over. I don't want her to go in there. I want her to go in here. Get her in the right spot, and then you drop her. And then I want to update this. I click into it, do a double click. This is a text box, and I can just highlight and retype. I want to put, I don't have to use what they want me to use. Oh, let me do that. I can put whatever information in here I want to. If I don't like some of the text that they have, or I don't want this whole section, I want to put another picture there. I can click on this, I can drag it, I can move it around. Once it's highlighted, I can hit my delete button, my delete key or backspace key, and it's gone. If I do that and I've screwed up, there is an undo button up here in the blue, the little back arrow. You can also do Command Z. But you can move these around. You can, again, you need to go through those basic tutorials because it'll show you how to do all of this stuff much better in a much more organized way than I can. But it'll show you once you click on this, this is a text box. If I want to change the color, you can see as I'm clicking on this, the options that come up right here are my text options. So I want to make this a different color. So I'm going to click on the text color option. I want to make it the darker green. Okay, so what if I don't have a picture? I need a picture here. And I don't have my pictures uploaded. I need to put pictures of this house in here. Again, I'm coming over here to my elements on the left-hand side, and I'm going to go to Uploads, and I need to add a picture. So I'm going to go to Upload an image or video, and it allows me to upload right from my computer here. I'm going to see if I can find, let's see, let me go into my Google Drive here. Find an actual picture of a house. Here's all these pictures for this MLS number in Drive. If I want to put all of these in Canva at once, I can. I can select multiple. I'm going to hold down my command button and I can select multiple pictures, the pictures I want. And I hit open, and they're going to start popping up. Got to go back up here to the top. They're going to start popping up right here at the top. So tip, one of the things that I do is I create a folder for my listings. That way I don't end up with a million pictures just sitting here. I like things organized. So I've got folders with my pictures for each listing. Again, you've got to be on the paid version to do multiple folders, but here's a folder for all of my MLS pictures for this listing. So another little tip for you and feature to use on folders. So again, to upload a new picture, upload something, your headshot, whatever you want to use inside of Canva, you hit this, you come over here to the left and go to Uploads and click on the blue tab, Upload an image, and then you select it from wherever it sits on your computer. Select the image and hit Open. You can do multiple images or a single image. And then once you have your pictures here, the same thing that I did with Julie's headshot, I'm going to do with these pictures. So I want this picture to go up here in this frame. So I'm going to drag it. I'm going to drop it in there. I'm going to use that one for this. Come on, go in there. Sometimes you got to mess around with it a little bit. I want that one. Lynn, I'll answer that question in just a second on how to add a box. So these are pre-sized. They're called frames in Canva. So they will take whatever image you put over there and they're going to size them automatically. They're going to keep them this ratio, this size. I can click right here and I can make these bigger if I want to, and it'll see how I make them bigger, how it changes the ratio on the picture. I can do that. I can also take the individual pictures. When I click on this, you'll notice up here in my bar, here are my picture options now. And I want to crop this. I want to move it because I want the rest of the stairs showing. So I'm going to hit crop. And I pull this over here. That's the portion of the picture I want to show. So I'm going to move it. I do that by clicking and holding my mouse and moving it. Then I'm just going to click over there and it'll save there for me. If I want to add a box, there's a lot of different elements that you can add if you're not starting with the template or you want to add to the template. So I'm going to delete this and show you how to add a text box first. I'm coming over here to Elements, and there's the text element. This will bring up some examples of text for you that they have. These are kind of their templates. I don't use these a whole lot. What I usually click on is right up here at the top, either heading, subheading, or a little body of text. It depends on what size you want it, but once you get it over there, you can do whatever you want to with it. So I'm going to hit Add Heading, and it just pops it right there. I'm going to drag it over and line it up. You'll notice as I'm dragging it, the pink lines that appear, those are alignment. So I want it aligned perfectly with this. So I drag it until it lines up perfectly with that. And I click in it and I can start adding my own text. Again, as I'm in the text box, my options for that box show up right up here. So this will be a fun rabbit hole for you. It is for me. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of fonts in here to use. I recommend using for flyers and whatnot for the body. Lato is one of our brand fonts. I find it very easy to read. You don't want to use for anything marketing, anything that's going out on social media. You want to stay away from the script fonts. But as you start scrolling down, you have, I mean, haven't even gotten through half of the A's yet. You've got all sorts of fonts. You could spend hours in here looking for a font, but that's where you change them. Anytime you're in a text box, your options up here for text are going to appear. As I click away from that, those options go away. If I click back on it, the options appear. This is my font size. I can make it bigger, I can make it smaller. I can change my text color, make it bold. I've got the alignment if I want this to be all caps. If I want it to be a bullet. And then your spacing is kind of cool. So this is how you can get kind of artistic on your spacing. This will be your letter spacing in between. If I want this to stretch a little bit, I can use the letter spacing. I'll show you on this one because it's a double line. If I want to move these closer together, I go to line height, then I can start sliding. I can squeeze those together a little bit more. But again, as you click on elements, your options for the elements are all going to be up here. So Rebecca was commenting a few minutes ago that she was struggling with the templates, with moving the text boxes within text boxes. And I'm going to go to a design that has multiple grouped text box. Let me go into this one. So this is, I'm going to delete this. So I'm going to make it lighter so you can really see what I'm doing here. So these, as I click on this, you can see that there's a couple of elements that come up when I click. These are grouped together. So I can move these as a whole. What I can't do is move them individually. And I think this is what you were asking, Rebecca. To do that, what you want to do is click on it and then go up here and hit ungroup. When you ungroup, you'll now be able to move the text boxes independent of each other. Once you get them in the right place, if you want to regroup them, I'm going to hold down my shift, select that box and that box again, and then group. And now they're regrouped and I can move them as one unit. That's kind of a little bit more advanced, but hopefully some other people got some out of that. But yeah, it's a lot of it, you know, when you're in Canva, a lot of this is trial and error and it's plain. I highly, highly recommend, and I'm going to go back and show you where to access these for my beginners that are on the call. Let me go back here to the main screen and just kind of give you a quick navigation when you get into Canva. I'm going to go over to my free version because most of my beginners, I'm assuming, are probably going to be on a free version. So let me get back over into here and just kind of give you some navigation. Once this is going to be your home screen, this is just canva.com. So up here at the top are going to be your recently accessed. So these are, if you've never been in Canva before, you're creating your account, this is probably going to be empty up here until you get some designs in here. Once you have your designs in here, this is where they're going to appear for you. And then once you want to start creating your own design, not from a template, right down here, create a design. Remember when I said that what you do is you start with the size and template? So down here, it tells you, if I want to do a Facebook post, I'm going to click on this one. If I want to do a logo, I'm trying to create a logo. This is going to size it really small like a logo would be. Poster size, this is, you can see as I mouse over it, the size comes up right here at the bottom. So this is an 18 by 24 inch poster. If I want to do a video, I want to do a PowerPoint presentation. You've got all, I mean, the options in here are endless. You can do a CD cover. Does anybody still do CDs? They've got a design for a newsletter. All sorts of different stuff in here. You can always start, oh, I clicked something wrong there. You can always start by coming up here to your search bar and saying that you want to do a real estate flyer. Canva was originally designed for real estate agents, believe it or not. Now it's kind of exploded into everybody and anybody uses Canva right now. But if you want to start, you know that you want to do a postcard. You can start by typing in postcard up there and just opening as you, again, as I mouse over this, it's going to tell me the size. I want to do a real estate postcard, same size as that one. But it's, if you choose real estate postcard, it's going to give you all of these awesome templates to choose from. So you can start with that. Or you can just do a plain postcard. I want to do just a blank. Start with a blank template. But again, when you're starting out, you're doing your own designs, you're going to start from the size. If you are on, for those of you that are more advanced and that are on paid versions, let me show you something real fast, and then I'll come back over to basic on sizing. If I am, let me pull one up that would be good for this. We'll go to one of these covers here. So this is size as a Facebook cover photo. If I want to change the size of this, then I want it to be a postcard. I want to make this design a postcard. If you're on a free version, you can't do this. Paid version, you can. But watch how cool this is. I'm going to go to the resize tab, and I want to resize it as a Facebook post. So I'm going to click Facebook post. And down here, I can either resize this whole design or I can create a copy. I'm going to create a copy on this one. I'm going to copy and resize. And it takes my whole design and it kind of squeezes things down for me so it's now sized for a Facebook post. How awesome is this? If you're designing your own just listed cards, for example, which I do in Canva, so I'm designing in a postcard, and then when I get done, all I do is that resize, and I resize to social media, and all of a sudden, I don't have to recreate the wheel. I've got my design ready to go. I download it and can put it on Facebook with one quick resize. Again, that's only offered on the paid version. You can't do that on the free version. You can't resize. So that's how you start designs. You've got to, you recently accessed, you create a design. You can come, I don't use these very often, but they're here. Don't get overwhelmed with all of these because it can be real busy and you come in here and it looks like a disaster. But down here are just some idea starters for you. If you're trying to do an Instagram post and you're not sure what to do, you might scroll through these and see if there's anything in here that looks like it might fit what you're trying to do. If I wanted to start with this design right here, if I click on that, it's going to open that whole template for me, just like our marketing templates. And then I can start messing around with these. But again, I usually don't come down here and start with their templates. I'm usually starting with a blank slate or starting from one of my past designs. So over here, navigation-wise, over here on your left-hand side, we've been to home. If I go into all my designs, this brings up just everything that I've ever created or put into Facebook or put into Canva. These are templates that Canva has for you to start with. There's some really cool, there's some cool stuff in here, but it can be very overwhelming. So Patty asked a question, how do you know what's free and what you have to pay for in the designs? So when I open a design, I'm going to open this one. I'm on my free version here. And when I open this, I want to use this template. See how this one doesn't have any lines through it? It doesn't have that Canva, whatever. This is free. You can use it. When you go into, and this is, I'm going to show you this real quick, and some of you it might confuse you a little bit, but over here on the left-hand side in my elements, let's go to photos. Let's say I wanted to do a front door picture. So I'm going to search over here in the pictures. I'm in the photos. And I'm going to search front door. And here, as I mouse over these, it'll tell me if it's free. If it isn't free, right here it says Pro. This means if I try to use this on my free version, it's going to put these lines on there. If I click remove watermarks, it's going to tell me that I either have to pay $1 to use this image, or if I do the $12.99 a month, $120 for the year version, I have access to this picture and it's free. So you can either pay by picture, or you can just buy the subscription and you'll get the photos for free. They did just release this week, in case, for those on the paid version, if you haven't been in for a while, they just released this week. All of their photos in here are free now. They released a whole lot more free photos for those on paid. But over here, it's gonna tell you as you mouse through. And as you search, if you only want free results, you don't want to have to sort through the stuff that you have to pay for, click on free. And this will just bring up free pictures for you to use. So, and you can use these. You don't have to get, you know, copyright privileges, etc. You can use whatever is in here. Their library of photos is unbelievable. Look at, I mean, I just clicked up here, front door. Look at all these awesome photos. They've got some great, cool photos. I'm going to drag this one over there. That's kind of a cool one. Let me go back over here to home and continue down here. Photos, this is the access to their whole photo gallery. So I was just in my design, and in your design, you access it over here on the left side under photos when you're in a design. But you can access it, you don't have to be in a design to access their full photo gallery. Oh. See, I'm getting myself confused. I've got 18 tabs open up here. So there's their photo gallery. Don't worry about apps. I will show you big difference on the free version and paid version real quick. Brand kit. So on the free version, you have, well, just in Canva in general, you have the ability to have a brand kit. So I'm going to flip over to my paid version, and I want you to see what a brand kit looks like when it's fully executed and optimized. So this is my free or my paid version brand kit. I have the ability to add all of our logos. It looks really weird because this is our disclaimer up here in white. But these are all of our company logos that I put into here. I've put all of our brand colors in here. I've put our brand fonts in here. I can upload a font if I have one that I want to use. So I've got unlimited ability to add all of our brand stuff in here. Now, what does this mean when you're designing? Why is this important? So let me go over here to a, let me just get a blank design. I just want a blank one. So when I'm in here and I start adding elements, if I add my text box, I'll just use that one. As I click over in here, if I click on colors, look what comes up first, my brand colors. So I don't have to sort, I don't have to go through all the colors down here or try to find the code for our brand colors when I'm in designing. I have access to them right here. So it's pretty handy. And then I also have access over here under my folders. I have my logos folder that's pulling from my brand kit. Here's all of our folders. So on this one, I want to use the green grass. So I now don't have to go find where I've uploaded this or upload it when I'm in a design. I've got everything set up for me in the brand kit. Did not mean to click there, excuse me. So in the brand kit there, if I want to add logos in the brand kit, I just hit that plus button and I can upload them, add them right from my computer. So on the free version in brand kit, you are limited to 3 colors. I have on this one our 3 main colors. If you need the sheet that has all of our brand colors on it, it can be found on that Canva resources page inside the BHG logos folder. So it is there for you. Your brand logos you can't add unless you have a free version or unless you have a paid version. But I have heard that if you do the free trial, you can get your brand kit set up, and then if you cancel it, those will all still be there. They don't take those out for you. So don't quote me on that because they change things in here all the time, but just an idea for you. I want to point you real quick, for those of you, I know there was quite a few, I think it was like 40% of you have not been through the beginner tutorials that I highly recommend. I want to show you where you find those. I know that you've got your workbook and this walks you through it, but let me just show you live where you find those. And I'm going to go into one because I think everybody might be able to benefit from walking through one of these real quick, because there's some great, awesome tutorials in here that really, I mean, it's better than what I can sit here and teach you to help you learn how to use Canva and how to use all these things you've seen me do with where the elements are and how to change color and how to move things around on the screen. You're going to learn that by doing it with these tutorials. So over here on the left-hand side, I'm going to go to Design School. For some of you, it might be up at the top. It depends on your browser, but there might be a thing at the top, and I think it says Learn. Hold on just a second. Let me look on my tutorial here. I don't want to give you the wrong information. Yes, it says Learn at the top. So if your screen looks a little different than mine and your options, you don't have options down the left, you've got them across the top, you're going to click on Learn. For those of you that have them on the left-hand side, that'll be most of you, you're going to go to Design School, and then you're going to go to Tutorials. So we're going to scroll down here, and you're going to go to the Getting Started with Canva tutorials. All of these have incredible tutorials in them. If you ever get stuck, you want some ideas, come over here to the Design School. They have some incredible stuff in here. It's awesome, awesome. So I'm going to go to the Getting Started. And the first thing in here I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Canva Starter Challenge, which if you're a new Canva user, start with this one. This is what's in your workbook. They've just added some new ones this week that are videos. I like these because you're not watching, you're actually doing. So there's some awesome stuff in here if you're just getting started. But I'm going to click on the Getting Started. And it pulls open for you a screen. You're in a design screen. This should look familiar. We've been in this several times today. But it's going to walk you through. This one has several pages to it. It's going to walk you through all of these different steps on how to manipulate designs and how to use the elements. And so we're going to scroll down to begin. It's going to take us to page 2. And it's going to give you some instructions on here on what it wants you to do. So it wants me to click on the circle and change it to my favorite color. So down here at the bottom, if you get stuck, there's a hint. It's really small and I apologize. But it'll give you a hint on each page as to how to do what they're asking you to do, which is kind of cool. I will show you real quick. If you open this when we get done with class and you open this, if it's showing up really small, down here in the left or bottom right corner, I can change the zoom. So I can zoom out. I have mine set to fit. If I want to make this bigger, I can make it bigger so I can actually read. If it's too big and I want to make it smaller, I can go down a little bit. But that's how you change this. And this is true in any design. This is how you change your view on your computer screen. So this one's asking me to change the color, and it gives me a hint down here. Remember what I showed you earlier? Whenever you click on an element, I don't care if it's text, it's a picture, it's a shape, your options come up where? The white bar right up here. And this one, they make it a little harder than I think they should make this a really bright color, because right now it came up and it's hard to see, but here's where your color is on this element. So this is just a circle element, and you're going to click here and change it to whatever your favorite color is. I'll make it the BHG green. But you're going to walk through all of these steps. And this is going to ask you to find a hat for the monkey. So again, it gives you your hint down here. If you're trying to find an element in Canva, remember the left-hand side over here. And I can either go, the photos are going to give me like real photos. What I want is like clip art for the monkey. So I don't want to go to photos. I want to do the tip they're giving here. I want to go to elements. And I'm going to search in Elements for the hat. And I'm going to select one of these hats. I'm going to click on it. There to go. I'm going to drag it over here. Drag the corner, make it smaller. Put it on the monkey. You're going to go through this and do all of these. It's going to make a lot more sense when you come in and do this. And it's very worthwhile for you to do it yourself, not just watch me do this stuff. But again, over here on the side, you've got all of these different options over here. You're going to spend a lot of time probably in photos, elements, and text, and then in your uploads. So some of these, like videos, I don't use a whole lot. It's going to walk you through how to put a background. Just a tip for you, I don't put a background on things very often. Once you put it on, it's almost impossible to get it off. So I don't put a background. I use a big box for a background and then change the color of it. And I get that here in Elements. So this does ask you to add a background to a page. Just follow the hints. I'm not going to do all of these. I do want to show you, I just want to point this out real quick. Anytime you see this type of an element, it's a photo frame. They call them grids, but they're photo frames. So remember when we dragged Julie's headshot into the flyer? That was a photo frame. So what it's asking you to do here is to upload your favorite image and then drag it into the frame. You'll see over here, I'm under Elements, all these grids and frames. If I hit See All right here, let's hit on Frame, See All. This gives you all sorts of fun frames that you can use in your designs. But anytime you see the sky with the grass, this is a frame. It's meant for you to drag a picture into it. So I want to show you something really cool real quick. This one allows you to add a picture to like a letter. So I'm going to go over to Photos now, and I'm going to drag, let's do the ocean picture. I'm going to drag this, and I want to drop it right on that frame. So this is not a free one. I'm on my free account, so I'd have to pay for that or find a free one. But that's what those frames are. That's what those grids are. Anytime you see the sky with the grass, you're looking at a photo frame. So again, this is going to walk you through all of these different challenges. I highly recommend you go through these. The other one that I want you to do, once you complete that one, you're going to go back to your design school. We're going to go back to the Getting Started tutorials. And then I think the other one that's really good to use is the your Canva toolkit. And then the helpful Canva tips is another really good one. When you're over here on tutorials, the ones that have the little video, those are actually videos where you're watching. The ones that don't, those are the designs where you're actually in designing and doing. So if you're a beginner, if you have not gone through that workbook, you know, what I want you to do right now is start working through those and going through those. Sign up, go to canva.com and create your account if you've never been on, and you know, familiarize yourself with the site. And then I want you to go to the design school and start going through the tutorials. Once you start designing stuff in Canva, it's really, I mean, I learned it just trial and error. You can't break it. Remember, you've got your undo button. You know, if you want to mess around with stuff and just kind of get a feel for it, use one of their templates, one of their designs, and just start kind of messing around with it. You can, any of these designs that you see down here, you can change out the pictures, the colors, the text. There's so much that you can do in here, and they've got a ton of real estate resources in here. If you just search up here for real estate, you're going to get a ton of different things in here. That's, you know, a flyer, some just sold postcards. These are social media posts, all sorts of good stuff in here for real estate. You are most welcome, Margie. I'm glad I could help. So I'm going to stay on for a little bit and answer any questions that you have about Canva, anything that I've covered. If you've got something really specific about a design and need help trying to figure out, you know, how to move elements around or change colors or customize. I hope you all found this helpful. I know a lot of you on this we've got a broad range of experience level on here in terms of Canva. I hope each of you, regardless of your experience level with it, learned something today. Again, if you've not gone on to BHGenius or to KCH Agent to download those templates, please do those. I'm actually going to add some new ones in there here in just a few minutes. I'll give you a quick sneak peek at them. These are some social media designs that marketing did for us that we can put up on social media to give our sellers some tips on preparing their house to sell. So we're not trying to entice them to sell it right now, but here's some tips and things that they can be doing while they're at home to start getting their house ready when we are back in action. And again, you can take these. The beauty about using these in Canva, I don't like that picture, so I'm going to take it out. I'm going to add my own pictures. If I want to add my own flair to this, I can. I don't have to. I'm not bound to what these designs look like. So as you're in there playing, I recommend, again, the beginners, go through that beginner tutorial workbook. If you get stuck on the marketing templates, look at that marketing template workbook, the step-by-step on there and how to get these templates into Canva. If you have challenges, I'm here. I'm happy to help you. Again, just some of the tips today. Create that folder and put all of your master templates in that one folder, and then create copies of your designs before you start going in, deleting stuff and customizing. Keep those masters untouched. Create copies, and then you can go in and start really customizing, messing with it, and preserve the originals. So I'll hang around for a few minutes. I'm going to stop recording here, but I am going to hang around for a few minutes if any of you have questions or want some help on anything.